Are you ready to talk hamsters? Well, you came to the right place because I've recently become a hamster owner. About 3 weeks ago, my 9-year-old son, for his birthday, wanted a hamster that he got. However, it is proven to be a little bit more responsibility than perhaps we had imagined, and by default, I am the true pet owner. He's hosting it in his room, so that way he's still got some responsibilities involved in it, but ultimately I'm the overseer of the care of this animal. As you can see, I've got an aquarium now, but for my first hamster video, what I really want to look at is we got the wrong cage for him. The deal we made with him was we will buy the hamster, 16 bucks, you buy the cage. He chose a $50 cage. And let me read it off to you, exactly what we got. It is called Midwest Critterville Hamster, or Arcade, there we go. Critterville Arcade Hamster Home is ultimately the keywords we're looking at here. So it is cool, it is fun. I haven't even showed it to you yet, here it is. It is cool, it is fun. You know, it's got, it's actually a 2-story. It's got the tube in there, it's got the wheel up there, it's got the ramps. It comes with, it looks really cool. It looks a lot of fun, and as far as leave it to a 9-year-old boy to buy a hamster home, this is, I can understand why he chose it. However, with that being said, this is not for a teddy bear hamster, which is what we have, because ultimately a teddy bear hamster is too big for this thing. Yes, it could live down in the bottom part, but that's not really what it did. It mainly would go up in the tube and stay in this part right here, and it would, because they like to burrow, it would just bring up the shavings and make a little burrow right there. And the problem was that he would go pee over here in this corner, because hamsters, these Syrian teddy bear hamsters, what they do is they designate a spot to pee. Well, unfortunately, he would do it over here where we didn't keep shavings. We kept the shavings on the bottom part, so it made it really a pain to clean. We had to clean it every day, and the pee would just get all in there, and it was just a filthy condition for him. So this is not actually for a teddy bear hamster, I can tell you that. So my son spent $50 of his birthday money on this, which we're now going to sell at secondhand and try to get some of his money back on that. But I'm sure if for a smaller hamster, maybe one of those robos, maybe for a dwarf, maybe for a gerbil, I don't know. I've never owned any of those. But I can tell you for a fact, if you have a teddy bear hamster or Syrian hamster, this is not the one that you're going to want. It's going to be too small. But specifically, the biggest concern is that with it's their nature to designate a place to pee, and our hamster does not choose to do that downstairs. He chose it up here. Plus, he could barely go up the ramp and get in the wheel. He hardly ever went in the wheel, so his only real exercise was the actual hamster ball that I would put him in. So here you go. I'm not saying anything bad about this cage, that it's not a good one. It's really cool. However, you're not going to keep a teddy bear hamster in it. I mean, because again, the only exercise ended up coming in the form of this ball when I would get him out in the afternoon. So let me close this video by talking about what we're finding is the correct habitat for a teddy bear hamster or Syrian hamster. So this is a 20-gallon size aquarium. It's a standard size, and then so that was 40 bucks. And I spent that out of my own pocket just to help. I didn't want him to get rid of the hamster. He was getting overwhelmed by all the responsibility of it. I pitched in my own money to get him this, to get the hamster this aquarium. This was about an additional $20, just a top on it. Now, granted, hamsters are smart. Oops, I woke him up. They're very smart, so leave it to him to find a way to maybe push his shavings up and build a ramp out of the thing. There's clips that you can get to secure this on, but here's what I do when we're not around. This is called a fet board. That it was, if you've ever seen on Shark Tank, this is something they pitched on there, and I got one years ago. So just put extra weight on there to keep. Now, for all I know, the hamster's going to chew through the metal wire. I don't know. I just became a pet owner so with this hamster, so I'm not really sure. But that's what we're doing. That way he's getting plenty of ventilation. And actually what I'll do, I'll close this video by just kind of showing you an aerial shot of this thing. You think, man, a 20-gallon aquarium, like, isn't that overkill? No, it's not overkill. In fact, this is really asking me, the non-expert on hamsters, the new hamster owner. I'm going to tell you, this is you shouldn't have anything less than this if you're asking me, because it's basically like you have a rat, and it wants to be digging, it wants to be looking for stuff. And it's funny because we think, oh, well, but don't hamsters like tubes? Only as a supplement to the real thing, which is burrowing around and stuff. That's what they actually do. And in the cage also, I don't recommend, really for a teddy bear hamster, I don't recommend an actual cage because, they hang from the monkey bars and all that. And they gnaw on the bars. That's funny. They're sharpening teeth. No. That's actually not, my research has shown that's not actually a good thing. When you put them in the right habitat, which is actually an aquarium with the shavings, and let them do the rest, they're happy. Now granted, yes, on a daily basis, I still put them in the bowl. But let's close this video. Before I do, I just want to say this. Please leave comments. I am a new pet owner. It's funny because the culture of YouTube is to imply that the guy making the video is ignorant, wrong, or immoral. So I'm expecting those comments just because it's YouTube. That's what people do. But it's funny, one of my favorite comments is when people will say, well, you should do your research before you make a video. Well, guess what? I'm a rebel and I break the rules. So I'm open-minded. I need to learn stuff about hamsters here, by all means. So teach me. We're going to look at this. I'm open to your suggestions. As you look in here, maybe you can see some things that I could add or change that would make it better for the hamster. So feel free to leave those comments right here. Let's close this video with an aerial view of this cage. Here we go. All right. So again, 20-gallon, and here's the lid. Cost me about 20 bucks. All right. So got this on the dresser here. Here you will see, his name is Alpha, by the way. It's like 3 o'clock on a Saturday, so he's obviously sleeping. And here's a little food bowl for him. We hid a treat because I know that you're supposed to like hide little treats for them to find. They like to scavenge. We got a little ladder for him made out of wood so that he can chew on to help file his teeth down. Got a little toilet paper cut out from the last time we had to change the toilet paper. Let's see, here's another one actually. Keeping a couple of those. This has been really good for him, this little teeter-totter tube here. That's really good. He loves going through that. He likes climbing on this and under it. It took 3 times I think to get this right, the water bottle, because I had to find one that said no drip on it because it was just making a mess. But this one has a steel ball in it and it's keeping it from draining. Also, you have to fill it all the way, otherwise it creates a vacuum-like effect and pushes water out. So we got this metal, or this, I guess aluminum probably, caddy there. And then this is fun too because you can see, it's funny because we have a sweet potato treat that he's hidden in his little home there. But yeah, see, that's what they like to do. They like to, and it's funny because over the course of the first night in this, I had all of the flooring, it was even, perfectly even. And then when we woke up, we saw, I say he's king of the hill. This is his, he's on his throne right now. And that's where he likes to say. So, like I said, in theory, he could, if you leave the top off, he could, I don't know, in theory, climb his water bottle or make like a ramp up and just escape. So that's why I've got the lid on there, and I secure it at night or when we're not around on there. So this, to me, anything smaller than this would just be too small, even for an aquarium. Like, it's funny because again, this costs $40 for this thing, and the next size down was only like $15, but it would have been like half of this, half the length of it. And when you look at it, like, oh well, that surely be plenty, because when you're used to looking at something like this, of course it's a step up. But in reality, this he needs at least this much room for his living quarters for him to be happy. And I had watched other YouTubers who had said that if you see them hanging from the monkey bars or chewing on the metal bars,
that that's a sign that they're unhappy. And I will tell you that since we've gotten this one for him and replaced it from the one we had, I can tell you he's content. He enjoys playing. So there we go. That's what I have learned. I am a new hamster owner. Teach me what I need to know in the comments below.